Okay, we have to talk about hobbies. How long has it been since you tapped into your favorite hobby? And I'm talking hobbies that are just for you, not something that you monetize, not something that you're sharing online. Simply a hobby that you do just for you, just to relax, just to recharge your energy. It's probably been a while, huh? Now, don't get me wrong. Don't start typing in the comments like, isn't this a hobby channel? Technically, yeah. I think a lot of content that you probably consume here on YouTube started as a hobby and something that people want to share. I'm talking things that are just for you and how we can get back to having hobbies that we don't stress about and we don't monetize and we don't share with the public. We got to have some balance, right? We got to have something that is just for us and that we just consume just because we love to do it. So in this video, we're going to chat about it and we are going to get down to figuring out what exactly that is for you and how you can go about it. Hey, hi, hello. My name is Myra. I am your Notion Loving Slytherin, and here on this channel, we chat all things productivity and cozy tech vibes. So if you guys are into that kind of thing, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, down below, let me know, what are your hobbies? What are some things that you enjoy doing that you don't have too much pressure on, that is not monetized, and that you do not share online? I would love to know. So first things first, we have to figure out what exactly it is that you want to be your hobby. I think one of the easiest things we can do is kind of go back into our childhood when we had the time, when we were whimsical, we did not have any of the adult responsibilities. What is it that you like to do? Did you enjoy writing? Did you enjoy coloring? Was it some kind of sport that you enjoyed doing or some kind of activity that you really enjoy doing? I think those are good places to start because ultimately I feel like hobbies are just serving that inner child within us and bringing that joy out. So for me, I absolutely adore coloring, and that has seriously become one of my hobbies that I kind of keep to myself. I do on my own time, and it is just so much fun to have that childlike, free, and being very whimsical. And honestly, recently there has been a lot of hype and notoriety around adult coloring. So there are coloring books that are probably a little bit more advanced than what you would like pick up in Mickey Mouse or Spider-Man or something like that, that are more geared towards children. There's a lot of variety that are particularly for adults. Some of my favorite ones are, of course, my Harry Potter one. I have a Slytherin one that my friends got me and I cherish it so much. I also have a Nickelodeon one because, you know, again, I'm serving that inner kid. I grew up as a Nickelodeon kid, so I absolutely love having this Nickelodeon adult coloring book. Another fun one that I am trying to tap in and really get back to that inner child is reading. And y'all know we chat a bit about reading here. So technically for me, it's not one that is absolutely not for the public consumption, but it could be for you. Tap into that. Recently, I have been going back to my young adult, some really like young adult fantasy books that I have really enjoyed. Also, y'all know I'm recently into Harry Potter, so I have been tapping into that, and it's kind of taking me back to that childlike state, being able to enjoy these magical worlds, these mystical and interesting creatures and characters that just bring me so much joy and so much fun while doing it. So if that's something that you love to do and you kind of maybe gotten away with it, or you're like me and you did so much freaking reading during college that you were just like, I'm not touching a book again, maybe that's one that you can also pick up. So those are a few ideas for me. I did ask my folks over on Threads. If you are not following me on Threads, I know it's another social media and you're like, I don't want to download anything else, but it has been a good time. So definitely make sure if you're over there, go ahead and give me a follow. I asked some folks over there, and here are some examples that they gave me that may tickle your fancy and maybe something that you want to tap into. So Stephanie said she enjoys baking. She loves doing cakes and decorating cookies, and I can see that being something that really takes your mind away from everything else, because you need the concentration to decorate cakes and cookies, and seeing the end product being something that you took the time to do and it comes out looking great. I can really see that being a really fun hobby. Elizabeth let us know that video games, traveling, and reading is pretty much all of their hobbies, and obviously we love those things over here. A lot of folks actually talked about video gaming being one of their hobbies, and I am so happy to hear that, especially from adults. A lot of people kind of steer away from video games because, oh, that's for kids, but there are tons of different games out there. If obviously are into the cozy vibes like I am, there is a whole genre of low stakes, very cozy, very chill kind of games out there that maybe you can tap into as your hobby as well. Oh, a fun one from Danny is blinging. That is something that I tried. I did not keep up with it, but I will say it is a relaxing task that really gets your hands moving and you have to focus. So it just kind of blocks out everything else. So if you want to tap into that. And also Allie tapped into crocheting, which is something that I've always wanted to do. I think it's one of those things as well as like blinging where your hands are occupied so you can't get bogged down or end up distracted by picking up a phone or anything like that. I think that is a very fun one. I actually just bought a Harry Potter crocheting kit. Maybe that's something that I will fall into once I figure out how to actually do the crocheting. But I think that is a fun one to check out as well. So now we have some ideas. Maybe you've already picked out some options of things that you want to tap into. But you know, you're an adult. You have responsibilities, you have work, you have life, maybe even kids. When are you going to find the time to actually incorporate those hobbies? This one can be a struggle and something that you may have to sit down and play around with a bit. And it really depends on the actual activity. Like if it's something that takes you out the house, obviously you may be a little bit more strict with the restrictions based off of, like, for instance, maybe you want to get back into playing a sport. You'll have to work around like the team schedule or the gym schedule and things of that nature. So this is something you're going to have to play around with. So if it's something at home, like for example, for me, I enjoy sewing. I really enjoy the hum of this sewing machine and creating something magical out of a piece of fabric. I tend to do that in the evenings or maybe even the weekends. For me is what works out best. The house is chill, people are quiet, there isn't too much rustling, bustling of like trying to hurry up, get ready for school, get ready for bed, or ready for work the next day. So nights and weekends work perfectly for that. But honestly, when I tap into my coloring, those work better for me during the mornings. I love to sit down, check my planners, do a little bit coloring, just kind of zone out before I get my work day started. It really just depends. And maybe you have to play around with this a bit and figure out what activity works best for you. When do you have the time? When is it the most quiet if you need the peace and quiet to kind of zone in and really do that hobby activity? And once you figure out exactly what times and when exactly you think you are going to do it, and again, don't be too hard on yourself about this. Play around with it, figure it out. But what I want you to do is stick with it. Don't let it go to the wayside. Don't let it be, oh, life is busy. And once you kind of figure out like what works or try a few things, stick with it. Make yourself a goal. Like say, hey, I want to really get back into this hobby of journaling. I'm going to try to journal at least once a week. And then once you start to continue, whether it's journaling, crocheting, baking, whatever it is, once you get in the habit of doing it and really enjoy it, it's going to be so much easier to keep on that habit to continue to move on. So set a goal for yourself once a week, twice a week. I would say maybe every other week, depending on the activity. Don't go too far of a gap, like maybe I'll do it once a month. I feel like that's a little bit too far of a gap to where it may not even do it because life be life, and I absolutely know. But try to set some of a consistent goal to where you are touching that hobby to where once you continue to do it, it gets easier, and easier. But of course, this is something that's supposed to be cozy, fun, energetic for you and your spirit. So figure out what that is and just stick to it. I'm so excited to hear about all of your hobbies in the comments down below. So please let me know and let's get back to just doing hobbies. I think the hustle and bustle of like entrepreneur culture and finding a way to like have a side hustle and things of that nature, which again, nothing wrong with that. I do that myself. I think we've gotten so far away to where we think if we pick up a hobby, we have to figure out how to monetize it. We have to figure out how to, you know, become a millionaire or something off of it. And it is okay to just have something just for you that you do for yourself that brings you joy, and you don't have to share it with anyone. I think that's the beauty of just traditional hobbies. It's for you and you're not sharing it. So let me know, what did you figure out? What kind of ideas did you take away from this video? I'm excited to hear all about it, and let's make having hobbies again back in 2024. So if you enjoyed this video, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like these videos over here, so be sure to check those out. And of course, I will check you guys in the next video. Bye.